I've got 10 acres out here in Columbus, Montana. This is located in Stillwater County. My name is Miles McLaughlin here with Wilco Land. In this video, I'm going to go over this property. I'm going to talk about some FAQs, a little bit more about how you can view the property on your own, how to do some of your own due diligence. So what we do here at Wilco is we buy and sell raw, rural, vacant land. We focus a lot of our efforts on the Western United States, and a lot of our properties are going to classify as more so unique and epic and off-grid. We offer more of a self-service model, so you do need to do some of your own due diligence. We sell our property as is. Again, in this video, I'm going to go over what I know about the property, how you can conduct some of your own due diligence, and what I see in this piece of land. You can see the photos. I have a great photographer getting out to these properties and getting us great drone imagery. You can even see the road in this photo here. So, I mean, like I said, really a stand-up, picture-perfect location. This looks like the neighbor's property. I'll get to that. I'm going to get to satellite imagery here in a second and show you the property. So this is a great area for a vacation, maybe some like homesteading out here in Montana. Just kind of going through the photos, I do want to show you, again, it's a beautiful area. There's great hunting nearby. Like I said, this is, I think, the neighbor's driveway. Looks like they're on solar. So you can see folks are using solar. Folks are developing on their properties, right? If you're looking for water, you're going to be well water. There's no city utilities out here. So maybe you're doing solar, maybe you're on well water and you're putting a septic system in too. So you do have a little creek running through the property. I'll show it to you there. This may be a survey marker. If we zoom in, we've got this tape over that. I don't know, that's speculative, obviously, but these are little signs that point to answers we're looking for as buyers, right? So enough of looking at the photos. You can see the neighbor is on solar there. Pretty clear and obvious there. So I'm going to dive into this listing and talk a little bit more about access, looking at satellite imagery. So I'm using this link right here, Google Earth and Google Maps to, I can download it here and I can open it up. I have it downloaded already. I'm looking at the property on maps right here. So you can see this person has built, this person has built, this person has built on their corner of their property here too. So here's the road coming in. I think we were looking at the photos of this house and this property in the listing. And so, just like what they did, you're looking at probably punching a road off that to the corner of this property. There is that gully running through this lot. So this person's built above that. There is a lot of space on our lot. If I zoom out here, there's a lot of space up in this corner, and I'll draw it out for you. If you do want to just develop on the top end, I'm just going to draw out this triangle to see how much acreage there is right there. Maybe half an acre to put some sort of structure on. The other thing you could look at doing, and I don't know, it could be more than that. This is just, I'm doing spitballing things and doing ballpark drawings for you. The other thing you can do, this is probably seasonal. I don't know. This is probably seasonal. So maybe a culvert or some sort of bridge. You could probably even use a material on the property to put some sort of bridge together, right, for private ownership. But maybe you need a culvert, whatever that may be. That's going to have to be, your plans with your development. I focus on the raw product, the land. It's your job to figure out if it's the right property for you, how you can make it work, what you're going to do with it. There probably isn't a lot of zoning restrictions back here. I'll get to that in a second. What can you do with this property? Camp, yurts, hunting, recreation, things like that. Zooming out, we've got I-90 just up here. And then here's Columbus, Montana. I'll get you a bird's eye view here on Google Maps in a second, but you can see this road comes in off 90 here. So you can actually get in here somewhere in this town in Columbus. You'd come across the river here and you'd get over to 421, it looks like. And that's going to take you all the way to, and you're going to want to use GPS coordinates to access. It's going to take you all the way to this road. And it looks like people are taking this road all the way down to just straight down. It kind of weaves through here, it looks like. Then you come over here, it's Skibstad Road, I'm guessing, is what the name of it is. So you come here and people have developed, people are clearly using this road. They go to their properties back here, whether they're living full-time or not. Then it kind of turns across here. And then you've got somebody who's built back here. You've got somebody who's developed here. The road clearly is taking the path of least resistance, it looks like, down across to these other properties. And it's even coming over here to this lot. right? So you can see folks are, using properties even further back in the subdivision. I have sold a lot back here before, and I'll zoom out. So it's a small subdivision. There's not a whole lot of ownership. You can see there's a handful of owners. There is, an easement that was recorded with these lots. So I'll get into that here in a second. But I want to touch on just the bird's eye view where we're located here in Montana. And I want to touch on Onyx maps too, just talking about viewings and land visits. We're between Billings and Bozeman. We're pretty close to Custer, Gallatin National Forest, just to the south of us. So a lot of great recreation in this area. Really close to Yellowstone National Park to the south. We've got Big Sky to the west. And again, we're sitting just south of 90. Typically development, ease of utilities, things like that. They come off major road systems, which would be I-90. Like I said, we can access a property through Columbus. Some of the locals are using solar. You're going to have to talk to a local well driller if you want to put a well in. And then a septic system, same. Contact somebody who installs septic systems. So going back to this property, I do want to pull up the coordinates on Onyx Maps real quick. I hope I have them copied here. This is my favorite app for land viewings. If you're unfamiliar with it, I do have a blog on the website. But you can again see Skibstad Road goes all the way from 90. Basically, you go through Columbus and you take Joliet Road here down to Skibstad. And you stay on that, and it brings you down to the property. You're going to want to use GPS coordinates. That's all I'm using to go access this. And you can see, again, you've got Tut Creek running through here. And somebody's developed right here. So the creek's kind of running down through here. We can see that topography on Google Earth. And so you've got this big section to potentially develop, maybe a half acre, maybe 3/4 of an acre. Maybe my drawing here is wrong. Maybe there is more space. But the type of homestead this person's developed on this ridge line, didn't require a lot of space either. That's about 1.25 acres, and I have a bunch of extra space over there. Really, what this person did was they used, let's see here, for their driveway included, we're looking at, 0.88 acres. So under an acre for that. Again, I don't know, how much usable space, if it's all the way down here for our lot, is it somewhere like, is it more like this? I don't know what that pocket's going to look like. That would measure out over 1 acre, right? So again, can you put a bridge in? Can you put a culvert? Then you've got this whole playground on 10 acres back here. So again, I'm using Onyx Maps, and let's say you're out on the property. You can actually walk this property and see these lines. Your GPS will be tracking you, and you can see these lines as you walk the property. And so you'll get a pretty good visualization of where the boundaries are. If not, you're going to have to get a surveyor out there, right? If you're not familiar with using this app and using GPS coordinates, a surveyor could help you. Otherwise, you're looking to get an idea of what you're buying. We've got a pretty good look at what we're buying. If you want to get a survey down the road, some people do that from time to time. Behind this property is just a huge landowner. They own 2,000 acres. Looks like the name of the road is named after him. Maybe you can get some sort of access easement from these folks to go access the property from the back end. You can see there's a road coming through here. Maybe you can talk with him about an easement to go access this lot right here. Maybe that's an easier access point for you. So again, we do have some development back here on these other lots too. So getting back to, I talked about the easement. This is called the Hermit Creek subdivision. And these are lots back here in Hermit Creek. And so we can see this is what the title company provided us, and I'm just passing it along. You can see this highlighted section is an easement supposedly to all these lots. We have lot number, we can see it here. You can see there's this open section. There's lot 1, 2, 3. We're the 4th lot in on the easement. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we're lot 28. I can verify if you do have questions, but here's that open space. Here's lot 28. Now, when we go back in reality, you can see the easement starts way up here, right? That's where the easement's supposed to go, technically. In a perfect world, the easement travels along these property lines straight through, just like this. That's what the map's depicting. The reality is, and this happens all over the country, it's something where the reality is the easement took the path of least resistance. How does that work? Maybe one person develops, the next guy does. It's a handshake deal. They're all working on the road together. And all of a sudden, the road is now taking the path of least resistance. And And I guess everybody's on board with it. I don't know. These are things I'm not digging into, but there's property all over like this, especially in rural areas where, what you see is maybe different than what is on paper. And what does that mean as a landowner? I don't have all the answers, right? An attorney would be a better, consultant on that. I don't even think a title company is going to be that much of a help. Technically, there's platted access. There's an easement. They didn't create this subdivision to landlock all these properties. In reality, it looks like maybe the neighbors all know each other, maybe they don't, but people are, veering off that easement and developing back here. Right next door, somebody was able to build a pretty cool homestead back there. So if that gives you an idea of what you can do, it's not a perfect science, but at least you can see what other folks are doing on these properties. And somebody's even taken this all the way back here. So again, I'm not going to advise on any of that. I'm here to offer the raw product, show you what I see in the property, and that's what I'm seeing. We have it priced with all those things in mind. If we had a perfect driveway onto the lot over this last little section, it'd be priced for a lot more, right? So again, where do you punch that driveway in? If you are just coming in off this, it's a pretty short little section here. Just drawing that out. I mean, in yards, it's about 35 yards, 100 feet. So, maybe you're coming down off here. To me, the easement does run right here. This you could argue is a prescribed easement at this point. It's been traveled by all these landowners. It'd be hard to really block access here, down the road if you ever ran into that worst case scenario, because there's a lot of different landowners using that. And so the nice thing is this Hermit Creek easement does run along here. And it actually, in this section, it is running along the correct area. It appears to be. So, maybe you're punching your driveway along this little easement here and you've got this open space. Now you can do whatever you want with the property back here. So that's my take on it. Again, it's not a perfect science. I'm just sharing with you what I see, what I know. I do, it is buyer's due diligence. I do sell our property as is. I'm trying to share with you what I know about it, what I see in the property. So, camping's allowed, RVs are allowed. Put a yurt back here, use the property for recreation. You'll always have access to hike into it. There is no zoning. So, there's going to be a lot of opportunities that exist here with this property. It's a beautiful location. I don't think it'll last long. So just get with me if you are interested. My call number here is 605-250-1256. Thanks for tuning in.